October, you have matching and virtually matching news. So this is not a good, it's just not a good test because you don't have a good offset. You don't have a good difference in the news, what was expected and what is returned by the report. And you don't have much of a move either. Not much of a move. And that's because the news result is almost matching. It's virtually matching. Okay. So that doesn't generate a good move usually when the news is as expected. Then if we look at 9, so we've got 2 out of 4. There's the 9:45 mixed news. Okay. Mixed news. One's good, one's bad. Again, creates chaos. Looking to see if it survives. Very, very choppy, which is very common when the news results are mixed. Just chopping around. Not you got to think it's not really responding to the news because the news is mixed. So whatever happens, it's kind of like a coin toss. So you've got 2 where the news isn't reliable, 2 that look not bad, 1 that went the wrong way. So you see the pattern here. Yes, you have a trade that doesn't look like a disaster, but you have a trade that just seems inconsistent. This is the definition of inconsistent. Now I have July, I don't have August for some reason. So here's July. And again, this is a report. My boss doesn't deem it worthy of trading, but I'm allowed to create mini reports if we think we can make money on it. News comes out, gold goes the right way. And notice that even with a decent offset, it doesn't follow through. It's just kind of hanging around. Now it's following through finally, or you think it is. Let's see. You think it's going to. And it goes the wrong way. There is an upward trend in gold. And so, you know, folks, it looks to me like, yes, a couple appeared to work. One was the wrong way. It really appears that we have an inconsistent report still. However, it's worth spending a few minutes in the trade room to see if it starts to behave, because it used to behave. It used to behave. Okay? If something used to behave, then I like to keep my eye on it. Because if it becomes a trade again, I want to trade it. I definitely want to trade it. Now, I just want to find one thing, if I can. So bear with me. Bear with me. Just for a second. Okay, good. Good, good, good. So if I was going to set up a trade on this report, here is how I would look to trade gold. Understanding it's been inconsistent. I'd use a bracket of 5, one target for 4 ticks, one target for 8 ticks, a stop of 9 ticks, and an entry of 9.45. And I'll label it Services PMI. Because of the inconsistency, I'm not really prepared to trade it with money. We've made a little bit of money this week. I'm going to keep it in my pocket at the moment. But I'll record this. Because we have quite a few recordings that are helping us to determine what we want to do. So you want to keep adding to them. Not every trade should be traded. Not every report should be traded. Now, and then we'll get to ISM, okay? That'll be just a couple of minutes after this, 15 minutes. Let's check our sync. How do we check our sync? You get a plumber. Ha ha ha. Time.is. Time is exact. Go to the website time.is to get yourself put in sync. That helps. Watching the ES. Trading gold with a bracket of 5 in 6 minutes. The last 2 trades, one worked beautifully. One worked beautifully, but the wrong direction. So, you know, if you get another one that works beautifully, then you've got a trend that certainly might be worth 1 contract next month at a minimum. But if you get 3 in a row that look interesting, it may tell you that it's coming back. All right. So we'll watch and wait, see what happens. Now we have an interesting chart that we'll talk about after this trade for ISM.
Open up. I have this image, Danny. You can correct me if I'm wrong. I think we're going to go places, and make it plain. What do you think? I like the idea. I'm having a hard time to go somewhere. Yeah. So
we got about 3.5 minutes.
Sooner than we hear from GameStop. GameStop versus flying. GameStop. I really want to focus on GameStop because I love the irrelevance of the 5,000 stores. But you know what, Chewy?
All this talk about GameStop and GameStop and GameStop and GameStop. It's unbelievable, isn't it? It's just unbelievable. What chaos, What crazy chaos. All right, so we got a couple of minutes. 9:45. 5-tick bracket. Now you have to remember the market's open at 9:30, so sometimes these 9:45 trades can be overtaken by market volatility from the open and not be tradable. It does not appear that that's the case with this particular trade. We looked at quite a few of them. All right. So we got one more minute now. A little bit of pre-trade volatility that could be just related to the market open. But this has been an inconsistent trade, and that's why I haven't been jumping into it with real money. And it's an unofficial trade. It's a trade that we don't have a report for. You can, as a policy, just stick to trades with reports and just stick to trades with reports that are working well. That's the best plan. Stick with report trades that work well. That's the best plan. Then there are some reports that have a tremendous opportunity for profit because of the type of report. Like tomorrow morning's early morning report fits that bill. And that's why I have a very early morning trade room tomorrow morning.
Another story is that big dip around GameStop, around Robinhood, and all of those issues.
So this filled, in my opinion, it filled at the right time. We started at 0-0. The news is a little bit weird because investing.com doesn't show the forecast, but it did go the right way. It did go in a singular way. Let me see if the forecast was 56.7. So the news was good. It worked. It worked. So we've had the last three on ISM, on services PMI. The last three look to me like it has become less inconsistent and probably is tradable. So the last three trades have worked. One appears the wrong direction, but may be worth a live trade next month is how I would look at this, because it looks like it's behaving. This is how you find yourself trades, right? This is how you find yourself trades. Are you able to put in the time to do that? That's what you got to do. It's not that hard. You make your video, you study the event, and if you start to see a trend, then it becomes worth taking a shot. That's how I do it, and I hope it helps you seeing how I do it. And look, I'm thinking decent sized targets also, right? Not tiny targets. You can always make the first target small. Okay. But behavior tells you what you should choose for your targets, your entry times, all of that stuff, right? Okay. So now let's look at ISM services. So I believe my boss and I had a misunderstanding in the sense that I put it on the schedule, okay? I put it on the schedule, and I guess he missed that it was on the schedule and didn't tell me to take it off. Now you're getting quite the move. And I think it's hard to tell, but it seems like part of that, at least, is from the news. So ISM non-manufacturing has not been working, right? Has not been working. The ES looks like it had kind of an inconsistent move. Now, ISM non-manufacturing is now called ISM services. This is the way we traded it when it was working. It has not been working in a very long time. Very long, months and months. Before we stopped trading it, we recommended a reversal trade, okay? On gold, okay? It's not saying on ES. Okay. The way that it comes across today or last month is you're going to have to trust me. I don't think I have the time. If I can't find the report real easily, you'll just have to trust me. I found it. Here's what happened last month, because I want to set up the trade. It's getting late. ISM Services PMI is not tradable at the moment, with 5 stops on breakout trades in the last 6 months on gold. Reversal opportunities are not reliable either. Okay? So that's what happened with ISM. So I found an older ISM Services back in, only in November. It's not that far.
And Cisco, just talking about the changing role of the CEO and whether it's your...
And, you know, you have to be foolish to trade it live, even though the market's not trading that badly right now. It's choppy, it's a little bit difficult, but it's not horrible. So ISM Services traded with a 5 bracket. So what I would consider, it really is a report that should work. Maybe our entry time is problematic, right? So, and maybe our targets are too big because it hasn't been working. So let's go with 5 and 12. Let's go with the same stop, but let's go with the entry time of 10 o'clock instead of early. Okay. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'll tell you what I want to do. I'm going to go with the 9:50, 9:58 because we can watch the recording and know for sure if 10 o'clock would have been safe. But this is the way we always traded it. Let me just think this through for a second. Maybe the problem is the way we always traded it. So let me do what I was originally going to do. We'll go in at 10. Okay. So 10 o'clock. A target of 5 and 12, a little bit smaller. Stop of 10. Okay. Bracket of 5. Bracket of 5. So that's how I'm going to trade the main trade. That's how I'm trading the main trade. I'm also setting up a reversal because you have an interesting chart for a possible reversal. So we'll do one target, 15 ticks on a reversal with a stop of, let's say, 18, okay? And with a reversal, you have to make sure you choose the trade type as a reversal trade. That way you get a button. Let's label the reversal so we know which one it is. Now, you may not have time to do both the reversal and the breakout. It might be possible reversal at the 6 p.m. open with the VWAP. Your better reversal is if you can get all the way up to the PP and the high of the day. That's a good place, but it's $10. It's not going to happen from this trade. $3 might very well happen, and the low of the day might be a reversal. Okay, but I'm very much more interested. Does the breakout have any hope? Is there any hope with the breakout? I turn off my crosshair, so if there is a reversal, I can click. I still want to check my sync. I meant to do it on screen. I didn't, but there's not a lot of time, so trust me, it works. I'm in sync. So we're curious, does the breakout work? Does the breakout work? You know what I think? I think it's going to work. I think it's time that this trade is coming back. It's traded poorly for long enough. I think it's coming back. That's my guess. Okay, and it's totally a guess. Right? It's totally a guess. Totally a guess. Right? So we got about 2 minutes and 15 seconds. You've got some pre-trade volatility, not unusual for this trade. So we got a minute and a half to see how this plays out. And then we'll stay here for crude. Okay. So one more minute. So I'm just thinking this trade's ready to work. You now do not have a reversal at the 6 p.m. open. It's too close. It's only $1 away. I would not reverse that. It's not big enough. Five tick bracket. Now, if it doesn't work, it's fine because we're not trading this. It hasn't been working. I'm thinking maybe there's a possibility it's going to come back. That's why I would have the room anyway. Now, that filled before the news came out, and it filled the wrong direction. And that's why I think it's going to stop out. Okay, so that was just pure luck. Even at the 10 o'clock entry, it filled the wrong way. The news was good. Why did gold shoot down in a news move? Why did it shoot down? My targets were still too big. If my first target would have been smaller, I could have gotten filled with both, right? Now, that was too fast to do a reversal while you were in the breakout trade. You didn't have that opportunity, okay? You did not have that opportunity. All right. Now, what's interesting is the news is all good, but gold is not going the right direction on this trade, nor is the ES. So I don't know what's up with this particular trade. It's inconsistent. It didn't lose. You probably would not have lost money if you did that live. I apologize. Gold should go down. My mistake. I'm wrong. News is good. Gold goes down. So everything I just said, just throw it away. The direction's fine. The ES is not. Okay, the ES is not. It jumped up maybe on the news and then went the wrong way. Gold is fine. So I misplayed that. Okay, I misplayed it. Let's look at the video real quick. Gold should go down. My mistake. My mistake. So ISM services. So I don't know. I mean, I realize there's been a lot of stops on this trade, but maybe the setup, maybe 959. Is 59 safe? I would say yes. Even 58 might have been safe. And it literally just missed the target by one tick. And if you left your stop in place, it would have worked. Okay? And if you saw the news, maybe you should have left your stop in place. Okay? It would have been hard to look over there while you're trading, but we do it. We do it. Would it have worked with a 58 entry? But why not use a 59? Why do you have to play a game? But it worked 58 or 59. There was no movement until 10 o'clock. No movement until 10 o'clock on that trade. Okay. Okay, I'm just making notes for the testing. Mark, I have to study what the whole concept with this is, because I don't really know. I don't use it, so I don't know where the numbers are coming from. So I guess that's my first question. Where are the numbers, the cell numbers coming from? Liz, that's financial juice has cell numbers and buy numbers that you could put in. So I guess my question, Mark, my question is 58.3. Why is 58.3 a cell? That's what I'm struggling with. How does that relate when gold is 1837? So you got to forgive me. I don't see the numbers. Okay, maybe I'll have to talk to you about it, because I don't understand where the numbers. I don't understand where the numbers are coming from. That's all I'm saying. I don't know where the numbers are coming from. Do they explain it somewhere? Do they explain it somewhere? Okay. In other words, what does 58.3 mean? Where's the 58.3 coming from? And what are the numbers in the middle? Cell 58.3, what's 57.4, what's 57? Okay, 57.5 is previous, 57.4. Okay, I'm seeing it now. I'm seeing it now. But I see. Okay, it's based not on the price of gold. It's based on the news result. I see. It's based on the news result. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Interesting. Very interesting. Sanji, it's part of Financial Juice Pro. It's part of Financial Juice Pro. If you sign up for it, tell them that we sent you, because they work with us. They don't pay us anything. I don't make any money. But I want him to know if somebody that we send there signs up. Okay? It's very interesting. It's very interesting. But I'm just trying to think for the way we trade. You'd have to set up your orders. I'm not sure how I would get it to. I don't see how it relates to our bracket breakout, though, if you understand what I mean, Mark. If the news is on time, right, it's for analyzing the results. It would be really interesting. It's a whole separate new program if it sold on 58.3. You follow me. You follow me. Interesting. Okay, so let's look at the trade. No, we looked at the trade. So it worked. The trade worked nicely. The news was positive. Gold went down. ISM worked the second target, little tight, but no matter what, you wouldn't have lost money. Unfortunately, it kicks back. It does kick back, but it wouldn't have hit your stop. Let's see, would it have hit your stop? 70 was the stop. No, it would not have hit your stop, and you would have had a chance possibly to get that second target. And you had confirmation from Financial Juice that it was a sell. Interesting. So, Mark, you were saying you set up your Financial Juice early in the morning, in other words, you set it up in the morning to do it? To watch it, if you're interested in watching it, because you can't do it right before the trade. You won't have enough time. Okay, let me change my connection to a regular account. Get connected. We're trading crude. So what's really interesting to me is that ISM worked today. So that's fascinating. I mean, it worked. One trade. Unfortunately, is not a pattern. One trade does not a pattern make, right? One pattern does not a trade make. I just want to look at a 30-second crude chart with the squeeze. Okay, so crude has been working, but man, it's been working a lot. Mark, I'm going to let you show me the crude results. I'm not going to have time to put them in. If you've put them in. So what's their sell and what's their buy? That's what where do you get those numbers? Where would you get those numbers? I'm just curious. What would be the buy and what would be the sell on crude? You'd use the crude oil inventory, buy above 446, sell below 44, you know what I mean? It's a little trickier with crude. So the crude breakouts have been working. Right, 446 is the forecast. The crude breakouts have been working. Yeah, so you look at the forecast value, 0.446 million. And based on the forecast, if it's above that, crude is a sell, because that means there's more oil around. If it's below that, crude is a buy, because that means there's less oil around. That's assuming crude follows the rules, which we know it does not always do. Let me set up a quick crude reversal trade. one position, 15 ticks with an 18 tick stop. Label it. Setting it up live doesn't mean I have to take it. I don't. It'll give me buttons to enter if I want to take it, okay? And then my regular crude trade, the breakouts have been working. I'm going to trade one contract. There's no correlation with API and CL, Sandy. I've never seen a correlation. Have not seen it. It's a totally different data set, Sanji. So the crude setup is a bracket of 10. And I'm only going to trade one target of 10 ticks. I'm looking for 10 ticks with a stop of 12. One position. Okay, with a target of 10, a stop of 12, not 122. The entry is 1029.58. And it's a breakout trade. And this one I will trade as a bracket trade. And I told Brian I would check for him. Ugh. CL breakout, 1029.58. One target for 10 ticks. Now, honestly, my fear is there's been so many winners, I'm worried about a stop out. That's the truth. But that's life. Because when a trade's working, you have to trade it. That's what you're supposed to do, right? If a trade's working, you're supposed to trade it. So we might give back our profit. And we're going to check our sync and record. It might work, it might not. That's the way it goes. Now, you might not have time to do a reversal and a breakout. Not crazy about the levels for a reversal trade. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere other than the R1. R2 is not a favored reversal point for me. It's not a favorite pivot. Brian, I said I would look to see last week's crude report. I hope I can find it. Last week would have been the end of February, the end of January. January 27th, right? Yep. January 27th. And it worked. Gave us our 10 ticks. Okay, Brian. The week before would have been the 22nd. I was just trading a reversal on the 22nd, and you could see the breakout worked. There it is. It just goes straight down on a very big build. And you would have hit your first target. And then the week before. Now, hang on a second. That was the wrong date, so forgive me. I'm looking for, let's see, 127, 122. Let me see if I have it. Oh, you know what? That was right. I just have it labeled wrong. No, I don't. Hang on. Let me see if I have January 122. I don't see it. I'll have to look for it. 122, but I have 113. Not sure why I'm missing. Wait. Nope. 113 on crude 3 weeks ago. Another breakout. That works. So we'll give it a shot. Sorry, I'm just looking at dates. 9/23, we were the trade of the week with oil. All right, so we got about 6 minutes. Let's check our sync by going to time.is. My computer is in sync. Ford, I wasn't really planning it. I'm not ADP to YouTube. I wasn't planning to, but if you email me for a copy of it, I'll get it to you. It might take me half a day. I suppose it would be nice if just every report, I think there's got to be a way that every report can just post. I just have to figure it out. I just don't have enough hours in the day to do everything.
to be important participants and innovation and motivation and creation.
So we got about 4 minutes to go. I don't know where my crude of the 22nd disappeared to. It might be on my desktop somewhere. I have to look for it. So Amazon's down a little bit now. So this is our last room for the day, I believe. Yep. And then tomorrow, 6:45. 6:45. That is early, folks. 6:45 is early. All times are Eastern time. So I'm just taking a peek and seeing who's here. I hate the fact, I've said this before, I can't see everybody that's here without making a special move to see who's here. So we'll see what the result is. Two minutes to go. Mike, you're in California? Were you here for ADP? Because that's really early. Too early for you? It's been winning, so it's one of the ones I would get up for. I would get up for ADP. Because let's see, it's 5. Yeah, it's not easy though. 5:15. It's 5:15. Not easy. So we'll see if the breakout works today. You know, you might have a reversal at the R1. You might have a reversal at R2. All right, we got 40 seconds. Remember, it's a 10-tick bracket. It's a pretty big bracket. So there's our bracket. And it just keeps working, folks. I'm not taking a reversal, but the trade just keeps working. I want to be honest. I'm done trading. I've been feeling really ill all day. This has been really hard for me this morning. I just had a really not feeling well. Couldn't sleep. Feel sick. Sorry. I'm not taking a reversal because I just don't feel I can analyze well. I can always take a breakout trade. If I was dying on my deathbed, I could take a breakout trade. Now, remember what I said. R1 might be a reversal. You have not a very big drawdown. So that's a buy, Mark. That's a buy, right? Why is that a sell? Mark, it's a buy. Mark, that's a buy. Okay. Right, because it's a drawdown. It's a drawdown. So it would be a buy. But yeah, it's less oil around. See, oil does not often follow the rules. When they're really big, it does. When they're really big, it does. Like if it's a drawdown of 5 million, it would probably go up. If it's a build of 4 million, it would probably go down. This did not follow the news today properly. Okay. And that might help the reversal work a little better. But right now, it's not working that great. It's not. So I'm happy. I'm very happy. I've been trading single contract on crude until I get stopped out. See you, Mike. I've been trading one contract on crude until I get stopped out. Then I'm going to go to two because it's working. It's working well. So if crude's working, I'm trading it. Okay. I'll show you the video one more time. I mean, I'm happy because I didn't want to get stopped out. That's all. I just wanted a trade that worked. I wanted a trade that worked because I didn't want to give my profit back. No reversal today. It's just not working. But I didn't like the levels on the chart either. I want to see highs and lows and PPs, right? Two of them together. You know how I like to do a reversal. So here's the breakout. Our entry time is safe. And it works great. I was just getting ready to move my stop, and it's working for target one, folks. Now this, our stop is 88. 88. And it never goes there while we're recording, okay? It never goes to 88. So it looks to me like you could have hit both targets if we traded two targets with crude, okay? Anybody trade that with me? Anybody trade crude with me? Greg, you too? Gregory? All right, Liz. Liz, you're kicking butt on the dangerous trades, on the most dangerous trades, Liz. Oil and gas. Liz, right? Oil and gas. But if they're trading okay, trade them. I mean, we'll lose money on them. It's going to happen. Nothing works all the time. But try to build up a little bit of profit. That's the idea. All right, Dave. Yes, Fred, I could see that happening too. Fred, it struggled just a little bit to get to that target. Fred, it struggled just a little bit to get to that target. Just enough to make somebody impatient, right? So, you know, I totally get that, Fred. You know, I totally get that. So I know you don't let it bother you. Don't let it bother you. All right, folks. I'll see everybody tomorrow at 6:45. 6:45. Okay? And Dave, you're getting back in shape. That's for sure. Anybody else trade it? Anybody else trade it? Yeah. Fred, it's not easy. Not easy. No one ever said this would be easy. I never said easy. Put the time in. So this is CL and ADP. But I'll call it CL. But the profit number is both. 100 on crude, 80 on ADP. It's okay. It could have been 300 if I was patient on ADP. That would have been nicer. But you don't cry in a corner over that. It was choppy, not easy to trade. You can, you learn from chop. Now the reversal's working. So let's say if you would have gone in somewhere around R1, okay, somewhere around R1, just education on the reversal. If you went in at R1, did it go down 18? So 71, let's say 70, 52 would be 18. No, you would have survived my stop of 18. Reversal worked. Slowly, with heat, a lot of heat, but 11 tick maximum. Okay, but it was not a good day for the reversal. It just wasn't. Just wasn't. You could have reversed this candle, right? That's a reversal candle. Does everybody understand that concept? A reversal candle is a big candle. You just go the opposite way after the candle. Very common, successful reversal trade. All right, everybody. I'll see everybody at 6:45. Take care. Mark, you like the Financial Juice Pro? Their buys and sells. I would guess that they're going to compete with us. That's my guess. And it's an interesting idea, too. Mark, I don't know if you can hear me or if you're even here. No, I don't see it. Okay. I'll talk to you about it. Okay, folks. I think, unfortunately, Liz, Financial Juice is going to be a competitor instead of a friend. Unfortunately. Well, I know them, and I'm friendly with the owner. Because, Liz, nobody does what we do. Nobody does what we do. We're kind of unique. We should be billionaires. All right, folks. People are afraid of this type of trading. They think it's way more risky than it is. By the way, our YouTube, Chantal, did you stop streaming? So YouTube, folks, you've seen us make money today on 2 trades. Give us a like. Sign up for our website. Subscribe to our website. and hit the notification bell so you know the next time we're going to be here. And we'll see you tomorrow. All right, folks. Have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you in the morning. I'm going, Chantal. See you later.